Hello, my name is Gray,
And my name is Crystal.
and this is Bus Asian Beauties, a supernatural commentary podcast where someone who has seen this show several times.
And I, someone who only knows the show through social media, discuss every single episode of Supernatural from start to finish. Also, we are both Asian.
Both Asian. For today's episode, we will be discussing season 3, episode 3, Bad Day at Black Rock, written by Ben Edlund, directed by Robert Singer. This is an iconic episode of Supernatural. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. There are a lot of iconic moments, at least, but the episode itself, I feel like I've never heard the name of it before.
This is one of those episodes where I know the name. I know it's an important or at least like relevant in my psyche episode, but I don't remember the details of the episode until I watched it and I was like, oh, it's this episode, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like this episode is divided between fun, iconic moments and then like, who the fuck are these random guys?
Literally, who the fuck are these random guys? This episode is like iconic for several reasons. One of them being that
Bella.
Well, one is Bella, obviously. And then the other one being that it feels like a later Supernatural episode. You know what I mean? Like, it's not serious, or like it's serious, but like it has a lot of comedy, which is like the trademark of later Supernatural. It has significantly more comedy. So this one is like, it feels kind of like not the season 3 episode, and I think I remember it for that reason, that it's like, oh, it's Supernatural, which is to me a funny show, which we haven't really seen a lot of in this first few seasons, but we see it in this episode.
Right. And well, it's written by Ben Edlund, who also did Hollywood Babylon, right? So he seems to be inclined towards the more lighthearted episodes sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes though. Sometimes not.
Sometimes he does The Man Who Would Be King. And sometimes he is fucking annoying and doing Simon Said.
No. Now I'm thinking about what I said, that like later Supernatural is so lighthearted and funny, and that entire time the scene that was playing in my head is Steve like closing up shop, and I was like, no, that is so sad. That is the saddest episode of Supernatural.
So true.
Because like that those seasons are the ones that I think of immediately when I think of Supernatural. And it's funny to me that I'm like, they're so comedic. Meanwhile, season 9 is the saddest fucking season of all time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Crystal, what did you think about, what did you know about this episode before going in?
I genuinely had no idea because the title of it meant nothing to me, but as soon as I started watching it, or like while I was watching it, I definitely recognized a lot of scenes, like the Dean I lost my shoe scene, and pretty much every single Bella scene.
Do you think they establish Bella well as someone who's gonna be a recurring character this episode?
Yeah, I think so, because they build up the mystery of her identity for a while throughout the episode. And I mean, she's very cool.
Yeah, and she had nice banter that's like actually meaningful and has, food for thought. Yeah. So we begin with a man like going into a prison area, and he's being swiped down, he's being metal detected, and then when he enters, he goes to the booth where he's about to talk to a man, and the man is Gordon. Yeah. So they start talking about the gates of hell that was opened. Well, Gate of Hell, Devil's Gate, right? The Devil's Gate that was opened in Wyoming, and like how there's like hundreds of demons out there now, and it's an army. And Gordon asks if Sam Winchester was there, and the guy his name is Kubrick. He's gonna be relevant this entire episode,
sadly.
And he says that Bobby Singer was there, and like allegedly they were all there and they were trying to stop it. And
Robert Singer was also there. He was behind the camera.
Exactly. And Gordon was like, that's not possible. Sam Winchester was involved. Blah blah blah. And they go back and forth between like, this Sam Winchester looks like he checks out, looks like he's a good guy, and Gordon just going, no. He's not even human. And then he says, like, I told you 6 months ago that there's a war coming, and now the war is here. And he goes, Sam Winchester must die.
So true. Honestly, Gordon deserves to kill Sam. I think it's only fair. I mean, his reasons aren't great. Honestly, if he was just like, Sam Winchester called the cops on me and now you should kill him, I would have been like, yeah, go for it. So
I wonder what the interpersonal relationship is like with hunters when like you're friends with Bobby Singer, who's like, the Winchester boys are good, and then you're friends with Gordon, who's like, the Winchester boys literally called the cops on me, and now I'm in prison, and I was like trying to kill a monster, like, and like what would you feel as like a hunter who's in the middle of that? But yeah, they don't really explore that this episode. It's just this person is like, I believe both sides, but because God told me. This episode is hilarious, guys. God literally led him to Sam Winchester. Society's God led me to Sam Winchester.
You'd be on your knees praying for a different reason.
On my knees for a different reason.
Yeah, I didn't do the joke right.
No. I'm here to correct your jokes.
Thank you. This is why we need co-hosts. Yeah, I guess hunters are more like business associates than like friends. Right? Yes. Like, I think you can handle having two business associates who hate each other.
Yeah.
So we cut to the Impala, and so Sam and Dean are arguing. Dean's all mad at Sam for being for not killing Ruby and not exercising her. And Sam says, well, she told me that she could help you get out of the deal. And Dean's like, well, you're stupid because she was lying. And also he says she knows what your weakness is. It's me.
Me.
Presumptuous.
Yeah. No, but I did go, oh, when he said that. I
guess it just didn't. I feel like because I interpreted so much of Dean's sacrifice, in quotes, sacrifice at the end of season 2 as him believing that, as selfish, but also that he thinks that Sam doesn't need him as much as Dean needs Sam. I feel like it was odd to me that Dean would say basically to Sam, I'm the most important person in your life and you love me.
Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah, you're right.
It's odd. But yeah, I guess Sam's really got no one else going on for him. So
sorry, Sam.
Yeah. And Sam says, I'm not talking about trusting her. I'm talking about using her. Rude. Both of you are being so rude today. What did Ruby even do wrong at all?
Literally, what has she done wrong?
Yeah,
She wasted ketchup, and that was it.
yeah, that was
She
fine.
literally
It
was
was
the
a
girl who
diner's
saved your
ketchup.
ass.
She
She was
literally was the
the
girl who saved
girl
your
who
ass.
saved your ass.
And like when she turns around, her hair does a cool flip. Like, how could you ever be mean to her? Yeah, so he says that she has information that we don't have, so we gotta do that. And Dean starts doing that thing where he's questioning if Sam came back as Sam,
Yeah. But
which
it
is,
was so
yeah,
throwaway and so like
yeah,
out of the blue and so
yeah,
irrelevant to anything else that happens in this
incredibly
episode
irrelevant.
that it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, maybe this was something they would have developed if the season had been 22 episodes long, but yeah, it feels out of place. They hear a phone ring, and it turns out that it's John's phone, which Dean keeps charged in case anyone calls it, which did make me very sad, imagining like every time they pull up to a motel, Dean like pulling out John's phone and a little charger.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, those
so
should like last like 2 weeks probably. So like
that's true.
he charges it once a month.
Yeah, all right. That's fine then. Sadness solved. So, the call is from some people who own the storage unit in like some area outside of Buffalo. And apparently, John owned this unit and it recently got broke into. So they decide to head there to see what is up.
Yeah. So this one
The
is
most
so funny.
irrelevant scene ever. Who give a shit?
So Kubrick, the guy from, the prison earlier, is with another hunter named Creedy, and they're in an RV. And they're talking about what just went down with Gordon and how they're trying to find evidence against Sam Winchester.
Mhm.
And like how they don't really know what's going on. They're just working off of Gordon's instincts, blah blah blah. And apparently Kubrick and Gordon like have a good rapport because Gordon is, to Kubrick's eyes, a very good hunter and like someone who has saved him several times. And they're trying to track Sam down. And the last time they saw him was in Nebraska 3 weeks ago. And like while this conversation is happening, there is a Jesus to like this like
Kubrick's own personal Jesus.
yeah, there's a Jesus. I don't even know what to call this. What is it? It's
It's
a
like the
frame.
opposite of an engraving, but it's also like made out of rubber or something.
It's like it's popped out and like
Yeah, it's
it's
like a
like
Jesus like popsicle mold,
yeah.
but painted.
It's a Jesus popsicle mold. No. So Jesus popsicle mold is being held by Creedy. And he's like, what is this? And he's like turning it in a way because it's one of those things where it's like if you turn it a certain way, it becomes three-dimensional. Like it's
Mhm.
one of those, right? So he's like
Yeah.
trying to find the 3D spot. And then Kubrick just like gets it and is like, don't play with my Jesus. And while watching this, I was like, what the fuck is going on? But like what they're trying to do here is to establish that Kubrick is the religious type and the Jesus type.
Yeah.
So because it's gonna be relevant.
Yeah. I love how like all the supernatural hunters who don't believe in anything have like these nice rosaries and
Yeah.
all these nice Bibles, and then the like really religious guy has a popsicle mold of Jesus.
Literally the most comical Jesus image of all time.
Yep. So, meanwhile, in the storage facility, Sam and Dean are talking about how like Dad kept all these secrets, and Dean's like, I spent all this time with the guy, and it's like we barely even know the man. Which, in most contexts, I'd be like, this is an interesting conversation, but in the context of like he has a storage unit, like whatever. Like, are you supposed to tell your kids every time you rent out a storage unit?
Yeah, Dean is like, I don't even know anything about my dad. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's literally nothing.
Yeah. So, they go out into this room, and there's like some kind of devil's trap thing drawn on the ground. They see bloody footprints, and there's a tripwire where if you trip it, then it sets off this shotgun. Yeah, so they look around for clues. They see two sets of footprints, and as they go further inside, Sam sees that John kept a 1995 Division Championship soccer trophy that he won, and that did
Aww.
make me emo because,
Who cares?
soccer's the thing that like Sam and John had that big blowout fight about because Sam wanted to do it instead of crossbow
Soccer.
hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even then, he's still proud of Sam's consolation prize, probably.
Yeah. Oh. And then Dean says it was probably about the closest you ever came to being a boy, which
Yeah.
I,
I don't even know what that means.
what is he saying? What does he mean? Like, obviously, like, trans rights for Sam, but like, what's happening? Yeah, so and then the thing of Dean's childhood that John kept was Dean's first sawed off, which is,
A type
I
of
don't know,
gun,
it's
yeah.
it's some kind of gun thing that Dean made when he was in sixth grade, which, is also a sad thing. And in a further room, there's like a bunch of weird weapons, and then there are a bunch of curse boxes, which are boxes where you put cursed objects in them so that they don't have power anymore. And they notice that there's a box missing. And Dean says, well, maybe they didn't open it. And it cuts to
A bunch of guys trying to open a box. So like these guys are, do they have names? Oh yeah, Grossman is the name of
Wayne
the
and
other guy.
Grossman.
Yeah.
Imagine being named Grossman. Like, no wonder you turned to a life of crime. So would I.
So Grossman is trying to convince the other guy to open the
Yeah.
box, and the other guy is lying on the couch with his arm bloody because he's been shot trying to break
Yeah. Did
into
you
the
think
storage
that
unit.
these were Kubrick and Creedy at first? I was like, they don't look like how I remember them.
No,
There's
I knew they were
too
different.
many new characters in this episode. Like, there's too many like buddy cop duos in this episode,
There's so many duos. You're right.
And it's like, ugh, like, how am I supposed to remember all these people?
Well, so they're like the other guy's just complaining that like I got shot and you want to open that box, but like they were like, we're gonna deliver this box to whoever we're gonna deliver it to for just a couple hundred of bucks. But like if we open it and it turns out to be completely, valuable, then we can earn that money ourselves. So Grossman does open the box, and when he opens it, there's a lot of fanfare. There's a lot of like music that's like, but he opened it and it's just a rabbit's foot.
Mm.
So Wayne holds it up and it's like, I almost died for a rabbit's foot, which is so dramatic. It's just a shot in the shoulder. Like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, blood loss can be pretty bad.
You will have shoulder pain for the rest of your life, but that's a price to pay for breaking into a storage unit.
What's the price to pay for making Bella happy? I think it's worth it.
Exactly. Anyway, they're both like confused and kind of pissed about this when the, I don't know, motel owner, whatever, comes in and it's like, hey, why are you guys so noisy? Can you guys keep it down? And then he looks over at Wayne, who again is bloody, and he goes, what happened to you? And he's like, I was shot. And the guy goes, well, good for you. I'm a military medic or something. And he's like, I'm gonna fix you up. I guess it's your lucky day.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I actually don't know. They make it seem like a rabbit's foot is a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. It's like a
what is
lucky
it?
It's like a lucky charm, the way that like a four-leaf clover or like a horseshoe.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
That's very morbid. Like,
oh yeah, that you have to find a
rabbit's
rabbit and cut
foot.
off its foot.
Yeah, I feel bad. I used to have a rabbit. Come
Aw.
on, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to also be like, we had a rabbit, and then also I was obsessed with the concept of eating a rabbit because there were like rabbit like meat in the supermarket, but it was so expensive. So like my mom never bought it. But every single time we would go, I would go there and be like, the shape of this lump of meat is exactly like the rabbit that we have at home.
Oh.
And it was, and whenever, like, sometimes my parents would joke around about, like, because the rabbit's name is Moy Moy, and we were like, let's just eat Moy Moy, and I'll cover the rabbit's ears and be like, no, don't say that around him. Yeah, I miss Moy Moy. He is dead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, Sam and Dean find these guys though, because apparently they parked in front of a
traffic camera.
A traffic camera, and their plate number is CNT something something. When your plate number is CNT, that automatically means Connecticut, or like that's just the shortcut for Connecticut? And Dean was like, Connecticut, or is there a Connecticut on the plate number?
I think there was just a Connecticut, like the state is like on the border of the license plate, so.
Oh, okay, got it. Is Connecticut a state?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. What's Cincinnati? That's different, right?
That's a city in Ohio.
Okay, got it.
Wayne and Grossman are playing poker, and Wayne, the one who touched the rabbit's foot, keeps getting really, really lucky cards. And he starts realizing that, like, he actually can't lose, and maybe the rabbit's foot actually works. And they're about to head out to the casinos when Sam and Dean bust in with their guns and demand the box back. And they see that it's been opened. And they see that what's been inside of it, and no longer is inside of it, is the rabbit's foot. So there's like this, I guess, comedic-ish fight scene where, like, I don't remember the specifics of it.
I mean, everything just goes wrong for Sam and Dean.
Yeah.
Until Sam gets a hold of the rabbit foot.
Yeah.
And then everything goes right for them.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
That is pretty much it.
Which is sad because these fight scenes are the funny parts of the episode. But, like,
right, and we can't.
It's not funny. It's not funny to describe them though. Like, yeah. So
yeah, it's just slapstick, like bookshelf falls on someone, Looney Tunes
Yeah.
physics.
And it's like there's a scene where like Dean stands up and the guy points the gun somewhere else, but still hits Dean with the gun, like as in
Right.
the body of the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Dean falls out. Like it's funny like that. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Love to see the Winchesters get beaten up. So yeah, Sam has the rabbit's foot. He has touched it, and they go over to a Biggersons, which is this the first time that Biggersons shows up in the show?
I'm not sure, but you're probably right.
Okay, yeah, I know Biggersons is very important because there's like
Yeah.
a little montage with cutscenes of Cass at a bunch of different Biggersons. So yeah, so they're in the parking lot of this restaurant, and Sam's looking through Jean's journal for information about the rabbit's foot. Meanwhile, Dean has bought out a bunch of lottery tickets and keeps scratching them out to show that he has won like tens of thousands of dollars.
They're so real.
Yeah, right. And Sam's like, well, okay, but this is definitely cursed. And Dean's like, okay, yeah, but you just won $1,200, so whatever. Meanwhile, Wayne and Grossman are lying there, beat up, and this beer bottle rolls over into the kitchen. And like, there's a lot of focus on it, so you know something
Yeah,
is
it's like
gonna go wrong.
beer bottle, and then like on the sink, he props up the things on the sink to watch his face, and one of the things he props up is a carving knife, and it's like, okay, we get it. He's gonna fall on it and die,
Yeah.
but it's so fun when it happens. It's still like,
Yeah.
woo,
Ooh, he fell on it and died.
yeah.
Stabs him
I
through
don't
his
think it's
throat.
that sharp though. Do you think like in real life that can happen, like a carving knife just through your skull?
No, well, it goes through his throat, not his skull, right? Like,
Oh, really? Like the
yeah.
base of his neck kind of situation?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, and then it's like sticking out through his mouth and he's like bleeding and shit.
Ugh. Fun.
Fun.
We go to Dean and Sam, and they're like at a restaurant lot, and Dean is still doing the whole like scratching cards, blah blah blah, while Sam is standing in the corner and talking to Bobby. And Bobby is saying that he made the cursed boxes actually, so he knew about the storage unit. And the rabbit's foot is like serious stuff, like it's real hoodoo, and it was made like 100 years ago, which at this point is like 1907, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the whole like 100 years ago thing doesn't work for our era now, because like 1920 doesn't seem that long ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was a world war going on and shit.
Sam says it's one hell of a luck charm, but Bobby clarifies that it's not a luck charm. It's actually really cursed because yeah, it gives you luck, but after you lose it, your luck just goes to shit. And Sam's like, well, I just won't lose it then. And Bobby says, well, everybody fucking loses it, you idiot. Or he doesn't say idiot yet. He says that later. And Bobby says, like, everybody loses it, but I'm going to look for a way to destroy it. Let me consult my library and stuff. And then he ends the call. And also all throughout this call, Sam, like, is fiddling with a newspaper that's lying on the ground, and then he fiddles with it enough. Gold watch shows up underneath it, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Anyway,
Bobby
Dean
can figure out a way to destroy it. What was the point of the curse boxes?
No, yeah, you're right. What is the point?
Ugh, maybe John would have sold it for more ammunition if he had to.
Exactly. Anyway,
So,
they're up 15 grand
yeah.
because of the scratch tickets. That's a lot, right? 15
Yeah,
grand.
that's $15,000. Let me convert that to Philippine pesos. Where does the comma go? 885,000
Oh
pesos.
yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But
So,
like it's not 15 million,
yeah.
which is no, it's not 1.5 M, which is what Bella is gonna sell the rabbits for.
Yeah,
Not
she did
bad.
not recoup her costs. So, or recoup her losses, whatever. Okay. So, 17, they go inside of Biggerson's. Dean says something about like they should hit Vegas with the rabbit foot and like do Rain Man. I don't. What is Rain Man about? Yeah, okay. Okay, I am right. Okay, this is a win for autistic Sam truthing.
Why? What
Oh,
is Rain Man?
I mean, I think it's a movie about some guy who okay, yeah, I think the main character is based off of a quote unquote autistic savant.
What
I
the
don't
fuck is a savant?
just I think it's just someone who has like really high like skills in a certain area.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think
He's
it's
an
like
expert at
someone
autism.
no, but I think it's like someone who's disabled but has a lot of skill in a certain area. Like usually it's like a intellectual disability plus like a skill in a certain area. I'm not
hmm
entirely sure, but yeah. Yeah, Sam is an expert at autism. So so they go into the restaurant and then there's like a whole like congratulations and like streamers going down on them because apparently they're the 1 millionth guest at this restaurant. They have a free meal and
For 1 year.
for 1 year and they have a
Fun.
lot of photos being taken and I was like, this is gonna be plot relevant, right? And soon it was, so that's fun. And after that, we're back to Kubrick and Creedy, and it's just a brief exchange where Creedy's like we should go get food somewhere. And Kubrick's like, yeah, okay, I have like canned peaches. And Creedy's like, no, I'm trying to ask you on a date. No, but
No,
like
here's what he said. I have canned everything.
everything.
That is so real.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, but no, Creedy says like, no, like let's go to this restaurant that I know of that's really nice. And we should go
And
on their
romantic.
website and then
And has
romantic.
homey atmosphere, beautiful lighting. Someone's
Yeah,
playing a
a
violin on the
violin.
side.
Yeah, we can hold hands across the table, etc. But yeah, he's like, let's go on their website to look at the menu. Um, oh, also apparently there's a shot that shows that there's a Jesus fish on the window of the RV. What the fuck is a Jesus fish? Why didn't I
That's
catch that?
Wait, I'm not sure. I mean, the Jesus fish is like an actual symbol of Jesus.
Oh wait,
But
there's
like
a
I'm not
fish
sure. I'm
called
not
a
sure.
Jesus fish?
No, there's like a symbol that's like fish shaped, vaguely fish shaped. That's like, you know, a
Uh-huh.
Jesus symbol. I'm sure if you look up Jesus
Okay, yeah,
fish,
I'm
you'll
looking
find
it up.
it.
Okay, so it's just like a fish, and then sometimes they write Jesus inside of it.
It's called an ichthys. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right.
Hmm.
Sometimes they write Jesus inside it, but like that symbol, like the
Yeah, the two
like
curved
the
lines.
sideways omega symbol, like that's that's the Jesus symbol. What?
Nothing. Wait, what is that post about how like if Omegaverse was a real thing in the world, then that means that Jesus would have had to have a designation,
No. Well,
and
he's
how
the
there's
Alpha
like
and the Omega.
yeah, the line in the Bible that says that I am the Alpha and the Omega.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for intersex Jesus. So
Whenever we go to church, when there's
yeah.
like a symbol on the church door that's like the Alpha and Omega symbol. And every time I do laugh, every time I'm like, haha, that's funny. So I love how the internet has rotted my brain.
Yeah. So where are we?
Oh, I think it's my
Yeah,
turn.
yeah, it's your turn.
So they're in the bigger sense, they're seated now and they're talking, and a waitress comes up and it's like the way they shoot her is like you know how in Tom and Jerry when they don't show the adults,
Yeah.
they do that thing where it's like just her body but you can't see her head for a while, but you do eventually see her face. She pours like coffee, but then it spills over and it's like, oh no, let me mop that up. And you know
Yeah.
the way they do it is like
Uh-huh.
it's supposed to feel like she's flirting with Sam.
Right.
And
Like I
yeah,
think it's supposed to be like, ooh, like cleavage or whatever. I don't even
no
know.
no no no, it's just like she's like leaning towards him, you know, and the way she's mopping the coffee is like so exaggerated that it's like, oh, she's putting on a show for Sam and Jester. I think that's the vibe. I don't think it's cleavage necessarily. I don't
Okay.
think we see
Yeah.
her cleavage.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's a high collared shirt. Yeah, and Sam and Dean are being so fucking horny about it. It's like embarrassing for them.
Like he walks away and then she looks over and like Sam and Dean are like, huh, huh, hmm. And then Dean was like, well, if you're ever gonna get lucky. And it's
Yeah,
like,
right. What are the consent issues? Are
I
there consent
know.
issues in terms of getting sex by having a rabbit's foot?
I know.
Well, we'll never know.
We will never know. Thankfully. I
Yeah.
don't you know what? I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Anyway, just as Sam is like trying to get up, the coffee spills over on him. And then he sends a tray flying up and Sam and Dean are like, oh no, did you lose the rabbit's foot? And Sam goes to his pocket, takes it out, and it's not there. Dean goes, son of a bitch. And then we cut to
Ooh,
Bella, who is wearing this ugly ass wig.
so ugly.
Truly atrocious.
I can't believe
Truly
they were
so ugly.
attracted to her when she was in that.
She looked like Edna from like, what's that? You know
The
what I'm talking about.
Incredibles.
Yeah. She looks like Velma from Scooby-Doo, who is a lesbian icon.
Who is a lesbian icon.
And Edna from The Incredibles combined.
Yeah, who is also a lesbian icon.
Yeah, you know what? They're all lesbians to me.
Yeah,
Uh,
Bella is a lesbian.
they're so real. And she takes off the wig and it reveals her beautiful brown hair. Is it brown? I think it may be
consider her
blonde.
blonde.
That would be blonde, right?
Yeah. We forgive her for her sins.
Her sins being that she's British and she's blonde.
Yeah. It's difficult,
Yeah.
but sometimes people are worth it.
Yeah. And it's like in slow motion, music is playing, and it's super fun. And then yeah.
Yep. And she specifically has the rabbit's foot with her, and it is wrapped in a towel, so she has not touched it, but she does have it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Sam and Dean are like, oh shit, we gotta go after her. And as they run, Sam just fucking falls on his face.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hilarity. His jeans get torn.
Ripped. Yeah.
Yeah, ripped really badly. What a fashion icon ahead of his time.
Exactly.
Yeah, when did ripped jeans become like a big thing like in your peers? I feel like I feel like it wasn't until like 5th grade or something that people
I
were
remember,
wearing ripped jeans.
you know what? You're probably right. Because I remember I only started wearing pants because I was always a dressed person when I was younger, like skirts, dresses. I only started wearing pants when I moved out, essentially, like went to high
Yeah.
school in a different city.
Yeah.
And uh I already was doing ripped jeans at the time. So that was like 7th grade, right? So probably like 6th grade is when it came into fashion. What do
Yeah,
you
that
think?
makes sense.
So that's your 5th grade. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like
So,
I remember vividly that like I really liked 5 Seconds of Summer when I was younger, like around
Yeah.
that age. And most
Uh-huh.
of my like I went into high school and I was like, well, I need to buy clothes because I'm going to a
Yeah.
new place. And the entire time I was like, well, you know what my fashion choices would be based upon. It would be based on Dean Supernatural and 5 Seconds of Summer. And so like
So
I just
real.
bought ripped jeans, plaid shirts, like that was my attire. And it still
Yeah.
is. I still wear the shirt. So yeah.
Oh God. This is your brain on Supernatural.
And 5 Seconds of Summer.
And 5 Seconds of Summer. So now like Dean's like, I wonder how bad your luck is gonna turn. And obviously we cut right to Kubrick and Creedy on the Biggersons website, and they see on the front page a photo of Sam and Dean Winchester. But before they see the photo, they're like having the most inane conversation where Kubrick's like, oh yeah, that looks good. I like when they drop the whole onion in the fryer.
When he said that, I was like, he's being sarcastic. And then like, but he says it with a completely straight face.
Yeah, he likes it when they drop the whole onion in the fryer.
Yeah.
My God,
we don't get to see enough male friendships that are like this wholesome in media. I feel like men really are just like this. They're like, yeah, the onion in the fryer was really good. So
what's the Tumblr post that's like, I like went out with my bro to like an Outback steakhouse, but
and
like
then he ordered
a blooming onion, thus turning this previously platonic hangout into a romantic
tries. Yeah. So real.
That is Creedy's goal, but alas, Jesus has stopped them.
I honestly think it's so funny, the whole Jesus thing that they are doing this episode. Like, it's fucking hilarious. You know what? People who are into Jesus really are just like that.
Are you speaking from personal experience? Right. So like when they see this picture, like Kubrick like looks up into the sky and he's like, "Oh my God, thank you, Jesus, for sending me here." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We cut to the apartment or the motel room or whatever from earlier, and it's Grossman holding a picture of the guy who just died, and he's holding. It's so funny. It's genuinely hilarious what even goes on. And he's like crying, and he's holding like a liquor bottle. I'm not sure. I think it's like it's a clear liquor. And he's like pouring it on the floor. It's as in like this is a tribute to my bro.
Yeah. I mean, like, we do pour like alcohol on graves sometimes.
Oh yeah, of course. They do that in Supernatural too. Which is how I learned that people do that.
Oh, I learned it from like going to my grandfather's grave and watching people do it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's fun. Yeah.
it is fun.
Is it like a Chinese thing, or is it like that's just
I
something people
don't
do
know if it's a
everywhere?
Chinese thing or yeah, it might just, I mean, if it happens on Supernatural, it probably happens
You
in
know who
America
they
and China at least.
you know who they do it to?
Is it Bobby?
No, no, no. It's
Rufus?
Rufus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Aw.
he likes the Blue Label Johnny Walker. And like
Mm-hmm.
when he's introduced, they were like Bobby was like, yeah, get him a Blue Label. And
Aw.
so that's why he lets Dean into the house, because Dean is like, and I got you this. And when he died, they poured a Blue Label bottle on his
Aw.
grave. R.I.P. I miss him
R.I.P.
every day. Haven't
Yeah.
met him yet in this podcast, and yet I miss him every day.
I haven't met him yet at all, but he is one of my ex-fiance's favorite characters,
He
so
is
I trust
so
that I will like
fun.
him.
He feels like a person. He's well fleshed out, etc., etc. Love him.
Yeah.
And his dynamic with everyone that surrounds him is so fun. And like we've all said, like Bobby Rufus is
Yeah.
but they are though.
Yeah. They are.
The door opens and it's Sam and Dean. And Dean is literally holding a gun. And it's like,
Yeah.
what a way, you know what? Dean's method of de-escalating a situation. Show up unprompted, holding a gun. And then that's the end of his
He got
methodology.
Grossman through a hard time by making
By
it
making it
worse.
And he's like, well, who gave you the instruction to steal the rabbit's foot? And he was like, it's a woman, right? And Grossman was like, how did you know? And Dia's like, because she stole it back from us. And while Grossman's laughing about this, Sam's like, this is serious, man. Listen to us. And then he like falls over. And then,
Yeah.
And then Dean is facing forward because he's trying to be intimidating, but he's like, Sam, are you okay? And Sam's like, yeah. And as he's pulling himself up, Grossman is like, I'm not gonna tell you her name, blah blah blah. And Dean was like, well, you can not tell us her name, but like your friend died because of this cursed object, and you know it because you've seen it do its work. And it's gonna kill more people. It's gonna kill my brother, etc. And I know you're a scumbag and a thief.
Christ.
But you're not a killer. And he says, I can read people.
Yeah.
And you are a thief, a scumbag, an asshole, a terrible person. Your dad never loved you.
I hate you. You're disgusting. Give me $200.
But you're not a killer. And Grossman is like, yeah, you're right.
Jesus
and he
Christ.
Yeah. It's funny though, because this is like they do a callback to this later.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly funny.
It's worth it for the callback. Dean is so like high and mighty to Grossman and Bella this episode. And it's like, I mean, you do credit card fraud, like how is it different?
He literally, like, he thinks of himself as such a Robin Hood hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I
what
mean, he has his moments, but like, come on,
what
dude.
this man did is he stole a box from an abandoned storage facility whose owner is dead that you never even knew about. So literally, what was gonna happen with the box anyway?
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
And his friend just died. Come on, Dean. What? I mean, the next scene is like Kubrick and Creedy are in a van, and apparently the van is like covered with stickers about Jesus. Bethlehem or bust. That's one of the stickers.
Good.
God. He's so funny.
It is.
Does he come back? I don't think he does.
It seems like he would, but
I
yeah,
feel
I
like
don't
he
think he
would.
does. I don't
But it
know.
would be so funny if he comes back and he's like still the Jesus guy. I want to see a Kubrick conversion arc where he's like he becomes disillusioned with religion and he
Uh-huh.
realized that it was just a rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
becomes just like me. He's just like me for real.
Being gay, finding a cursed rabbit's foot. We all find different paths out of religion. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah. I want to see him interact with Godstiel. I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah, they should kiss.
They should. So Kubrick and Creedy are, near their RV. Apparently, Creedy's been searching bigger since to see if Sam and Dean are there. But Kubrick's like, no, don't worry, we'll find them because there's a higher power at work here.
Wait. The rest of the stickers, I said Bethlehem or bus, but
Yeah.
let's talk about the rest of these stickers.
Uh-huh.
How would Jesus drive? Which is like, I get that. It's like, be kind on the road. Like, I get that. Don't make me come down there, God.
God. Yep.
That's hilarious.
It is hilarious. Oh, what a man.
Yeah.
So,
At least he has a sense of humor,
yeah.
If you're going to be religious, you have to be funny about it.
I agree. So, Dean gets a call from Bobby, but the important thing that's happening is Sam in the background, who steps on a wad of bubble gum and then decides that the best way to deal with this is to try to scrape it off his shoe by like scraping his shoe against a grate.
Yeah.
And then his shoe falls down the entire grate.
Yeah.
And he looks so fucking wet and pathetic this entire scene. It's great. I love him. I feel like this scene has been in like every single Sam AMV that I've seen that's made by someone who doesn't care about Sam.
Yeah, because it's in the scene
it's in that one YouTube compilation of like Sam like funny smiling moments or whatever it's called. Yeah. But yeah, so what Dean is doing on the phone is that Bobby says that like I found this cleansing ritual that'll like neutralize the rabbit's foot. And Dean's like, yeah, but Sam lost it. He says this hot chick stole it from him. Yeah, and apparently she had an alias that she gave the guy that she hired. He said Luigi or something, but it was Lugosi. Do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think Dean thinks about Chris Pratt in the Mario movie?
Well, we know he likes to woohoo, so.
Isn't that a Sims thing?
No, like woohoo! That's a Mario thing, right?
Okay, yeah, that is a Mario thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bobby realizes that, oh, well, that is Bella's alias. Her name is Bella Talbot. And Dean asks if she's a hunter, and Bobby says pretty frickin' far from a hunter, but she knows her way around the territory. Apparently she was in the Middle East earlier, but now she's back. And he knows a little bit about where to find her. And after Dean hangs up, Sam is standing there looking like a kicked puppy, and he says, I lost my shoe. What a king. Love him.
Yeah. Also, this is the part where Bobby says for the first time, yeah, Idjit, which is his tagline. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says it when he's telling Dean to look out for Sam.
Yeah.
And It's a tagline. It's where this is where it begins. Good for them.
Yeah.
I love how it's like already like when did they edit this transcript? When did they make this transcript? Because in the transcript I'm reading right now, it's already spelled idiot, the way you spell it. But like obviously that's like I wonder if in the script they were like, and he's gonna say idiot, but he's gonna say it this certain way. He's not gonna say idiot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Fun times.
Anyway, Sam lost his shoe. and and next we know Sam and Dean are like driving to a motel. And Dean is on the phone and it's like, oh yeah, Bella is in Queens. It's going to be 2 hours away. But you're going to stay here in the motel because I'm not going to let your bad luck get us both killed. So they open the door and they enter the hotel. And Dean was like, just sit there. Don't do anything. Don't even scratch your nose. Sam was like, okay. And Dean goes out and Sam immediately scratches his nose, which I love.
Yeah. Good for him.
So Bella is in an apartment in Queens. She looks affluent, she looks rich. Yeah. And you know what?
What?
I feel like Supernatural should have had more British people who were not rich. Like Tamara was like, she had a nice accent. We need someone with a Cockney accent. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone who's like, what's up, bro? That's not...
I don't know how accurate that is, but yes, I agree with the sentiment.
Yeah. We need a Burra to be in Supernatural.
Yeah.
Anyway, wait, there's like actually quite a bit of British people in the show.
Crowley.
Yeah.
There's the whole Man of Letters.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a whole season about British people in the show.
Yeah, and the moral of the story is that British people are fucking evil. Exactly. Yeah. And she's on the phone with someone and she's like, well, your reputation doesn't scare me. And if you don't pay me the 1.5, then goodbye to this rabbit's foot. And she has a cat. Yeah. Very cute cat. Yeah. Love it. I was afraid that the cat was gonna get shot. Later. Yeah. But the cat was not shot. Yeah. So that's fine. Anyway, as she hears like scuffing in the back, she like looks at her array of security cameras and she's like, oh, someone's here. And she gets the tiniest fucking gun from her wine cabinet. Yeah. This gun is tiny. Like, it's so small. How small do guns get?
I don't know. I
also don't know
seen one.
About guns. You've never seen a gun? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never seen one.
Really?
Yeah, like besides in movies.
Well, that's interesting. That's probably the experience of most people, though. Yeah.
Yeah. You said you had classmates who were really into guns.
No, those are like, they're just into video games.
Video game guns.
You're a first-person shooter. But I have seen like a gun in real life. Yeah. Anyway, she turns around and Dean is there, and Dean goes like, "You left without your tip," because the waiter thing.
Yeah.
And yeah,
specifically, like when she goes over to her array of security cameras, there's like a post-it note on it that says turn around.
Turn around. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
which
forgot
is
about
very
that.
fun. And she turns around and Dean's there pointing a gun at her. But also, like, how fucking dramatic does Dean have to be to like the effort, like he had to put it all in there. He had to position himself. He had to make sure she was there at the right time, that she was looking in the right place. He had to have like a post-it pad and a pen on him. Like, I forget to bring that stuff to class. Like, how do you remember to bring that to like your break-in?
There's a GIF set going around recently of Dean like the witch. There's a witch going like,
the witch
a gun
bullets thing.
It's not gonna work on me. And then Dean raises a post-it note that just says witch killing bullets.
Okay, so this man just really likes dramatic post-it note reveals.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that is so funny.
He could have just said they're witch killing bullets, bam, like,
yeah.
What? I don't know. It's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, what TV show or movie character do you think he stole this from?
Well, I've never seen it before.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. I feel like it's like a thing that you would see in like, I don't know. For some reason, I think you would see it in Westerns, but I don't know why.
I don't think they have post-it notes from that time.
About the guns and the flags coming out of guns.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
I feel like it's sort of like that. And Bad Day at Black Rock is a Western. Like, the name of the episode is a Western movie. So, yeah. I wonder if anything in here is a reference. Yeah, okay.
Well, we'll never know.
We'll never know because we'll never watch it and we don't give a shit. Yeah, God. Dean is such a drama queen. So... Meanwhile, in the motel, Sam's literally just sitting in the chair, rocking back and forth. And then suddenly the AC on the wall starts like smoking. And it's bad. And Sam's like, oh, I didn't do anything. In like the most pathetic voice. So he goes over, it catches on fire. He tries to put the fire out with a blanket on the bed, and then he lifts up his sleeve. His sleeve is on fire. He tries to put it out with the curtain, but as he does that, he accidentally like tears off the entire curtain, and then looking into the window, standing right there, are Kubrick and Creedy.
Exactly.
It's a good scene. It is a funny
it's
scene.
hilarious.
I appreciate it.
I can't believe I completely forgot about these guys though. Like Kubrick and Creedy. Because I remember this episode so well. Like I remember it so well. But I have absolutely no recollection of this B-plot. So
yeah.
It's anyway. Dean and Bella are talking. And Dean's like, you're gonna give it back. And Bella's like, no, I'm not. And it just goes on for a while. And he's like, it's cursed. Bella's like, yeah, but people will pay for something like this. Lucrative market out there. And all those amulets and talismans you use to stop those big bad monsters, any one of them could put your children's children through college. Fun. And Dean is like being so judgmental. Like,
get over yourself.
This is what you choose to do about everything that you know. And you become a thief. And it's like, it's literally in a storage unit of a dead person. And you didn't even know that the storage unit was a thing. Like, shut the fuck up.
Right. And also, even if she was stealing things from alive people, like, whatever.
Like, obviously, you don't need this, and it's a relief to have it not on you anymore. Yeah. And, like, the people who are acquiring this stuff probably know how to handle it.
Yeah,
because,
and if they don't, they're clearly rich, so whatever they have coming
who
to them,
cares?
like whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dean's like, you're a thief. And Bella's like, no, I'm a great thief. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Good for
Go,
her.
Bella.
So, meanwhile, Sam is getting duct taped to a chair, and yeah, apparently as soon as he saw them, he just passed out. So that's why they didn't even have to fight him to get him in the chair. And yeah, Kubrick tells Sam like initially your friend Gordon sent me, and Sam goes, Gordon, come on. Bro, what? Just deal with the consequences of your actions. Yeah, and then yeah, Kubrick is like, yeah, he said that I should go kill you, but I'm actually on a mission from God. And then he slaps Sam across the face. Ouchie. Meanwhile, Dean and Bella have more of a standoff, and Dean's like begging for the rabbit's foot because Sam's gonna die, and Bella's like, okay, well, you can have it if you can pay me $1.5 million. And yeah, Bella reveals that she found the foot by like communicating with the ghosts of the people that it killed, which is very cool of her.
Yeah.
That is a fun job. Yeah, and Dee's like, so you're only out for yourself, huh? It's all about number one. Who wrote this dialogue? I mean, Ben Edlund, but why wrote this dialogue?
What is it's all about number one? Like it's all about money? Is that what he's saying?
I think number one just means like yourself. So he's
Ah,
just
okay, got it.
repeating the
I was like,
same thing.
I was confused because I was like, I think of number one as like peeing, because like number one, number two. And I was like, what? It's all
So
about
you're only out for
what?
yourself. It's all to fund your piss kink, Bella.
Exactly.
Right. I guess okay, so I don't should we try to unpack why Dean is so judgmental about this?
Well, because I think it's because he was taught from like a very early age that like
Yeah.
to justify what they're doing, which is like to justify like being out of school and being, moving all this and like having such an unstable life, John justified it to him as we're saving people.
Right.
So like it's very important for him that sometimes illusion, sometimes reality remains intact, that like we are saving people, and it's very important that we're saving people, and it's our job to save people, and we have to care about other people, sometimes even more than ourselves. So like seeing someone be like, this is not even selfish, she's just doing her job. Like seeing someone be like, I know about the supernatural, but
I don't
my job.
give a shit about saving people.
Like, it's not my job to save everyone, which to Dean, it's his job to save everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's jealous of her.
Yeah.
Strongly so. And I mean, he's right. She has a great job and she has great outfits. And he should be just like her for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bella says like being a hunter is so much more noble. A bunch of obsessed, revenge-driven sociopaths trying to save a world that can't be saved. So true.
She's so real.
She's so correct. Yeah, and she also says we're all going to hell, Dean. Might as well enjoy the ride, Queen. And Dean's like, yeah, okay, I agree with you there, but I'm leaving because guess what? I got the rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and then his last words to her are, if it's any consolation, I think you're a truly awful person. Girl, what is the point?
Why does he hate her so much?
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, we have tried to unpack that, but like it's just so unnecessary. Like
No,
I
yeah,
feel like
exactly.
they like Walter's way worse than her, and like they it feels incredibly like patronizing, I think is what's happening. Because it's like there are antagonists out there where they're like, well, clearly they suck, like whatever, let's defeat them and leave. But the fact that like he's like specifically like sitting her down and being like, no, bad girl, you know,
Yeah.
is weird. It's weird. The only other times that Dean does something like this are like in like Asylum when he's like you're like silly for not listening to what the horror movies tell you, you silly little teenager. But like this is like a
Yeah.
full-grown woman, and he's like, I think you're a terrible person and you should be better and go to church or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, she is so much cooler and sexier than he will ever be, so it's fine. What's her line later? Like, oh, like how do you sleep at night? Like naked rolling in silk sheets or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for her.
Good for her.
Dean Jets. And he has the rabbit's foot.
He shouts, "See ya!" Which I thought
Yeah.
was funny.
And he does see her.
Yeah. So back to Sam, and they're like torturing Sam. They're
Yeah,
like
he's
punching
not doing
him
well.
and like throwing water at him. And they're like, "You opened the gate, didn't you? You know about what's happening, don't you? You know what's gonna happen, blah blah blah." And it's like Sam's just sitting there like, "I don't know. I have no powers anymore. I know nothing. I am but a child on the street begging for alms."
Yeah.
Like and yeah.
Yeah, poor dude.
And then this is when Kubrick was like, ask yourself, why are we here? It's because God led us here to do his work. This is destiny. And Dean comes in and just goes, no, no destiny, just rabbit's foot. And he puts down his gun. And then Kubrick is like, who are you? Put down your gun. And Dean's like, okay. And he puts down his gun and he says, but you see, I don't need my gun because it's my lucky day. And then he picks up a pen, throws it at the person, and the pen jams the barrel of the gun.
Yep.
And he's like, oh my God, that's so fun. And then they do this whole fight scene where it's like comically easy. Like Dean throws a remote which knocks the person out, like stuff like that. And then he goes, I'm Batman. And then Sam's just sitting there like,
fucking
yeah,
Christ.
I guess you're Batman.
Absolute loser behavior. Is this like even why did he say I'm Batman? Is it that does Batman not use guns because he doesn't kill people? Is that what Dean is referencing?
No idea. I have no idea. I've never seen a Batman movie, never read a Batman comic. Barely know who Batman is.
I mean, I watched the latest Batman movie.
Oh, the
with
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most I've seen of Batman is that GIF that people post where it's like they exchange the models. So like I think it's a video game and like there's a woman in the video game and then there's Batman, but they exchange the models. So like the action of the woman is in the Batman form and he's walking so ridiculously and swaying your hips. Yeah. That's the most I've seen of Batman.
Yeah, I think that's all you need to see.
That's all you need.
Yeah. And that is what Dean was referencing, in fact.
Exactly.
So back to the Sam losing his powers thing. Okay, so the assumption is that Azazel was sending him the visions? Like what are the mechanics?
I think it was just like the source of the power is gone, so
yeah,
his powers are also gone.
Right, okay, but like the powers came from him having demon blood. Like, is the demon blood no longer like valid when the demon who owns the blood dies?
No idea. I
Because
genuinely have
because
no
Ruby
idea.
dies and he was getting a bunch of powers from drinking her blood. So
No,
like,
that's not true.
oh right, you never needed the feather to fly. Dumbo was in you all along. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was always him all along.
Yeah. If it doesn't he still have to glug a bunch of jugs of demon blood when he says yes to Lucifer or something? And doesn't
I
he
don't
also drink a lot of demon blood in
look.
my yeah.
I am not a supernatural expert. I
But
know I
you've
seem like I
watched
am.
all of Supernatural and I only know about it from social media.
I know it seems like I am, but I actually know nothing about this show.
All right.
So,
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay. They didn't even make a big deal about him losing his powers. You'd think that it'd be a bigger deal. He didn't even have a vision for when was Sam's last vision in season 2?
huh. I think during the Ava episode.
Yeah, so he hasn't had vision since 210. And like it
Yeah,
wasn't
you're
even a
right.
big deal while Azazel was alive, and then Azazel's dead, and also he still doesn't have visions. Yeah, what it's confusing. I'm confused, but that's supernatural for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now they're at the cemetery and they're about to burn the rabbit's foot. They have a bunch of ingredients, they have a fire going. And Sam's trying to get in the fire ASAP, and Dean's like, wait, let me finish this pile of lottery tickets. Which, yeah, so true. I would also do that. And they're about to toss it in the fire when we hear a gun. And it's Bella! It's
Woo!
Bella. Oh my god. It's Bella. And yeah, she says like that belongs to me or whatever. And she says put the foot down, honey. And I like Bella's use of pet names in this episode quite a bit. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a fun little like character trait for her to have. And I mean, she's just like Dean for real, right? Like
Yeah.
she is just like Dean for real. Dean, what's Dean's thing? Sweetheart? Is that what he says when he's being mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I'm glad
Sweetheart.
that she has her own
Sweetheart,
thing.
I don't do shorts. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Sweetheart, this isn't gender studies. Is that also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine he was like, bitch, this is gender studies.
Gender studies, you fucking cunt. Yeah. So yeah, so she has the gun pointed, and Dean tries to bring back the thing that worked on Wayne, which was like, no, you're not going to shoot anybody. See, I happen to be able to read people. You're a thief, fine, but you're not. But before he can say a killer, Bella fucking shoots Sam in the shoulder.
Exactly. She's so
God,
real.
she's so
I
iconic.
love her.
Yeah, she's great. I love her. She's amazing. I don't know what like fans thought about her at the time. I feel like that they were negative.
Well, we'll see later,
We'll
but
see on IMDb later. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and then she calls him Tiger when she says back off, Tiger, which is
yeah.
also fun. Yeah. And yeah, Bella's like, yeah, okay, you have the rabbit's foot, so like I can't actually manage to shoot you, but Sam doesn't, so haha. Diego's like, what the hell is wrong with you? You don't just go around shooting people like that. And he's like, he does sound like that, basically, in my mind. Right. And Bella's like, get over it. It's a shoulder hit. I can aim.
Just like me for real. Literally, I said this earlier. It's just the shoulder. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. And she says, like, besides who here hasn't shot a few people? So real. Yeah. So she demands that he put the rabbit's foot on the ground, and Dean seems to comply, but then he throws it at her, and like on instinct, she catches it, so she has touched it. So now she has the curse, which I think was a fun way to sort of resolve this because she's like,
Yeah.
damn it, like I guess now because I will lose it eventually, let's just destroy it. And like the next scene is just Bella dropping the foot in the fire, and they're just like
Yeah.
having the world's most awkward little campfire moment together. It's great. Yeah, and Bella's complaining about her lost money. Sam and Dean are being like, ugh, who cares?
Who
And
who give a shit?
who give a shit? And she says goodbye and walks away. Ugh, I wish they were friends after this. Wouldn't it be fun if they were friends after this?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
I
I think
feel
like
like,
a
yeah,
begrudging like
yeah,
allyship would have been fun.
yeah, like, well, I stole this from you, you stole it back, you threw it at me, what a smart move, and now we're just sitting here with our arms crossed, watching it burn. Like, do you want to play a round of poker? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like while walking back to the car, Dean is like, oh wait. The what's that?
Lottery
We got
ticket.
46,000.
God.
That's
Yeah,
actually a lot.
it is
That's
a
more
lot.
than, yeah, 46,000 of worth of scratch tickets, blah blah blah. And then he reaches out for his pocket and the scratch tickets are gone. And then over in the distance they hear Bella's car
Yep.
fucking just roaring on the street. And Dino's like, son of a bitch. Yeah.
All right.
Fun
And
stuff.
there's a shot
And
of her inside the car, and
yeah, and she has the tickets.
she's like counting them and smiling. She looks great. She's doing so good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're back in prison and Kubrick is talking to Gordon and he was like, you were right about everything. Sam Winchester is the adversary. And God, he told me about it. He led me to Sam Winchester. His will is clear. And Gordon's like, okay.
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 Like, so true, bestie.
Cool, whatever gets you on the boat. And he's like, first things first, we gotta get me out of here. Cause like I told you before, Sam Winchester must die. And the thing is like, okay, my problem with this scene is like, it's good because it's like ominous, it's like,
Mhm.
ooh. But also, it's so funny to me that Gordon was like, get me out of here. Because, like I said earlier in the very first scene of this episode, where I said something good and then we cut to the splash screen and
Yeah.
everyone was like, ooh, that's a good line. I must repeat that line. Sam Manchester must die.
Yeah, it's important.
It's important.
It's important.
So, post episode thoughts. What are yours?
Uh, I mean, I like Bella a lot. There were some funny moments in the episode. I feel like when I was watching it, my main emotion was just like, why are there so many characters and plot lines? Like, why are there so many random duos of men that I don't care about happening? But like, it was fun, I think.
Yeah, talking about the duos of men that we don't care about actually made me kind of care about them. So,
Yeah, a win for duos of men we don't care about.
I would say this episode was super fun, super funny. It's good, like, and the thing is, like, past two episodes of season 3, have been very good, and I'm excited. It's making me excited for season 3. Like, oh my god, we're gonna see Bella again. Isn't that so fun? Oh my god, we're gonna see Ruby again. Isn't that so fun? And it's like
Yeah.
it's it's building up to something, and the something is, Dean dying. But like whatever. It's still fun.
Mm.
And I'm glad that I'm having fun again. Because
Yeah.
like we said a couple of episodes back, we in Supernatural are having a
Divorce.
divorce. But now I think we're back together.
I don't know if I'm back together with Supernatural yet, but I could get there.
Yeah. We're attending couples therapy with Supernatural.
Yeah. Ugh. It's so fun that they didn't even know that Sam was gonna be Lucifer's vessel yet, and yet he is the adversary. The
Yeah.
adversary? Whatever it is.
Who
Yeah.
cares? Yeah. How about what do we do after this? Best line, worst line. You know what? Every single time I'm like, best line, worst line. I'm always like the spike of anxiety that I feel because I have no recollection of any of the lines in the show.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Same. Um, can Bella's gunshot at the end be an honorary best line? It's not a line, but it is a line. The line is bam.
What do you mean Bella's gunshot?
Like when Dean's like, I know you're not a killer, and then she just shoots
Oh
Sam in the
yeah.
shoulder.
It's a comedic timing thing. So yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, my
That's
best line
funny.
is bam. And I
I
mean,
don't
I
know.
think it also says something about Bella. It's a good character building moment.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you think I'm not capable of, it's
Yeah.
like that. I think my best line would be, "Don't touch my personal Jesus" or something. Because it's like it's funny in the moment because it's like, what are they doing? And then they establish it, and looking back, it gets funnier and funnier.
Yeah, it
I,
does.
I like I find it so amusing that like they're making fun of this guy, and it works so well. Like he is worthy of making fun of, and
Yeah,
it's just it's hilarious to me.
I agree.
Worst line.
Worst line. If it's any consolation, I think you're a truly awful person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which you
Like,
have explained
you're
earlier. Yeah.
so annoying. Shut up, Dean.
I think my worst line would be, I don't have a worst line, so I'm hitching my wagon on your wagon.
Nice. Sounds good.
And declaring that as also my worst line. Okay, how about our rate, like our uh we should have an official name for this segment, for this corner.
Okay.
The misogyny racism tab.
Yeah, the misogyny
Let's just
racism
call it
tab.
let's just call it the spreadsheet corner. So
All
what's our
right.
spreadsheet numbers for this episode?
Huh. Hard to say. I think
I
there
don't
weren't.
think it's
I
okay,
don't
it's yeah.
think it's worthy of a point in either category. I mean, the fact that Gordon is here at all, like Gordon as a character is born out of very racist ideals, but like
But
I
not
feel like he
in this
doesn't
episode.
do
Yeah.
that much in this episode.
He's more
Yeah,
of
and
a plot
then
device than this episode than anything. Than like
right.
a character who's in the show.
Right. And like there are some writing choices they made with Bella that I think are specific to her gender, but I don't know if they're like bad enough to warrant a point, you know?
Yeah, I don't think so too. Ben Edlund, you get a pass. You
Yeah. Is this the first
Yeah.
time that Ben Edlund has made it out of an episode unscathed?
You know what? Probably.
Yeah. Congratulations, Ben.
Congrats, Ben. So, how about IMDb rating?
Hmm. I feel people really like the funny episodes, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like
Especially
all of,
earlier here in the
yeah,
show.
right, because it's like rarer, and I feel like all of the reviews are going to be like, it was so funny when Sam lost his shoe, 10 out of 10. So
Yeah.
I I don't I don't remember what the ratings for the other two episodes of season 3 were though. Like I feel like I need to couch
I
my
think it last
guess
one was
in
8.6. Yeah.
uh okay, 8.9.
I'll give this one an 8.7.
All right.
Okay, let's see. Oh my god! You want to
What?
guess again?
Okay, you sound happy,
Hmm.
which means it's higher?
Mm-hmm.
9.1?
9.2.
Oh wow, that is
You
high.
know what? I think it's deserved. It's a little bit higher than I
It's a
would
little
expect,
bit
but
higher than I would put it
give
at.
it, yeah. But
I
I think,
feel like the ones above 9 can't just be funny. They also have to make me cry.
oh yeah. But
Like
like,
in my
I
time
mean,
of dying is allowed to be like above a 9, but like a funny
yeah.
episode I wouldn't really put it above a 9. But yeah, I mean it's an
I would say this
enjoyable
one.
watch.
I would say this one is like the thing about this episode is the past few, I would say the past like 6 7 episodes have been so bad or like so boring or like so tired, and then you get this episode and it's like a breath of fresh air.
Wait, our
So
last episode was like the kids are all right, which was also
yeah,
like
but like
hilarious. So
it was hilarious, but it was like more of a, it wasn't like good. You know what
yeah,
I
okay, it
mean.
was hilarious for being bad. Yes.
Like this one is like it's good, the segments are good, it's funny, it's refreshing, it feels like supernatural, it feels like
I'm
we're back on
recording
track.
podcast. Sorry, Evan.
No, sorry, Evan.
Yes, you can come in and use the fridge. Just turn the key, whatever thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
anyway, uh yeah, let's look at the
let's look at
reviews.
the reviews.
I have no idea where the reviews are because I'm
Did
using.
IMDb change up?
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
you're on
I
your
got it, I
iPad.
got it. Yeah,
Okay. The first one is called LOL Funny.
that's so real.
They don't like Bella. I hope you die forever.
No,
Well, they said they're just not sure about Bella yet. I'm sure about Bella.
I'm sure about her, and I don't remember much of what goes on with her.
Mm,
LOL, funny story. Everyone, everyone's having fun.
yeah.
Oh, this one says 10 out of 10, but not a lot of them follow in this episode. This one says announces season 3 is at a whole another level, which, like I said earlier, like I kind of agree because it's like, oh, it's gonna be funnier season, or like it's gonna be like it's gonna have more people that are recurring. It establishes those points.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. Sam Winchester must buy.
Yeah. Someone says they want to see more of Ellen in the future. I agree.
It's real. This one says it's the best this season, which I find interesting. I mean, we haven't seen much of this season, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say of the 3 episodes of the season that we've seen, it probably is the best. But
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
it
know.
is.
I think, okay, I watched this like a week ago, I guess. So my
Yeah.
memory of it is a little more dulled. I feel like 302 will sit with me longer because the case I thought was so
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I
This
feel like
one
maybe
is
this
this
one's more
one is more,
consistently
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right. Every time I say something nice about season 3, I feel like I'm betraying that one and non.
Ooh, the one, oh my god, the one who was like season 3 sucked.
I'm sorry, I'll try to hate it more next time.
No, I mean, they said that the opener was absolutely atrocious, which we have established is true. So true.
Yeah.
I can't believe they were like, Eric Kripke is such a genius, or whatever they say. And then you see his episode and it's like, well, this one's atrocious.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway,
sure is.
I think that's it for this episode of Busty Asian Beauties. Next week, we will be discussing... Wait, I actually don't know what we will be discussing. Season 3, episode 4... God damn, my laptop is so bad. Season 3, episode 4... I still don't know. Hold on. Sin City! Leave us a rating or a review wherever you get your podcasts.
Follow us on social media. We are on Twitter at twitter.com/beautiespodcast and on Tumblr at bustyasianbeautiespod.tumblr.com. Our official tag is BABPod, BABpod. And thank you to everyone who's donated to our Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/bustyasianbeautiespod.
You can email us any feedback, comments, or inquiries at bustyasianbeautiespod@gmail.com. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.